Can you hear me? All right, let's see. I can't hear you. Yeah. Oh, it looks like your mic is muted.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
Okay, there we go. Oh my God.
We did it!
Okay. So now we know I'm not able to do this on my laptop, only on my
Okay.
phone.
All right.
So, but we did it.
We did it. We got it. We got it.
Oh my gosh.
100%ly.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
All
So thank you for joining. I really
right.
appreciate you and your patience.
I'm a therapist. The most
Yeah,
I can be is like patient. I mean, that's like built into our job requirement.
right.
Patient, understanding, non-judgmental, all the goods, right?
Yes, yes. So let me do a quick introduction. I want to welcome everybody to Friday Flow with Civilly Yours. My first ever guest on this platform, Miss Wanda Demeke.
Demeke, close enough.
Demeke.
Wanda D.
Demeke.
Yeah.
Wanda D. Okay. She is a licensed mental health counselor.
Hmm.
And she is going to be going through her journey, how that ties into her career, and her healing. So, without further ado, go ahead and tell us about yourself, and about your journey.
Yeah. So I am a licensed therapist in the state of Indiana. So if you're looking for a therapist, let me know. I'm here and ready to do the work. But just recently, I had a hysterectomy and on September 3rd. They removed my uterus, cervix, fallopian tubes. I still have my ovaries, which they let me know once a month that they're still there hanging on, doing the most. But yeah, it has been quite a journey for me mentally and emotionally, just dealing with kind of facing what comes along with women's health, especially just sometimes women of color and what goes
Hmm.
on with women's health in that regard. Um, so yeah, it's been kind of an uphill battle. I would definitely say that I feel like the hardest part for me emotionally was just probably questioning whether or not I was the one who was crazy. And as a therapist, to think that you're probably the one who's losing it is the hardest whenever you're being told that your symptoms are normal, that the pain you're experiencing is okay.
Hmm.
Um, Only to get to the point to where when you finally have surgery and find out you have these conditions and that it's far from normal.
Yes.
There is something wrong. So definitely, it's been a roller coaster ride, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Just, and I know you have your own journey. Like it,
Yes.
you
It's a
have a war
battle.
story.
It's a battle. It's like it's this invisible thing that's sucking the life out of you. And I recall feeling like my body betrayed me.
Mm-hmm.
Like that first pain, that first ache when you know your cycle's about to come on. It's like, let me go ahead and put on this armor and get ready for this battle because it's far from normal. And that's not how it should be.
Mm-mm. No, and the thing is that you're expected to go through that and
Mhm.
carry on.
Yes.
Like I was telling my the gynecologist that I have now that I'm very grateful for, I was telling her if I had a choice between active labor each month and my menstrual cycle, I would choose active
Active
labor.
labor.
Like, and I mean not just active labor. I'm like, you can induce me with Pitocin and
Yes.
like crank up the cramps, and I will take that over my
Over
menstrual
this.
cycle. And but yet we're expected to, like, you would not expect a woman in active labor to go to work and do an
Wow.
8-hour shift and show up for her family. But
Hmm.
yet there's women out there with endometriosis and endo, and that's what they're doing every single day, showing up for their jobs, for their, families, and they're there's a level of guilt that they feel if they stop or slow down, that
Yes.
I have just been so grateful that I've been put in a position to tell women that it's okay.
Yes.
Um, yeah, definitely. It's okay to stop. Like, no, it's real. And
Yes.
definitely all my caseload, hearing the individuals who come through, women who are really devastated, like clinical level
Yes.
depression, anxiety,
Mhm.
something, just worried about like when my next cycle comes, am I going to be able to get to work, make the bills meet, all that kind of stuff. I mean, it ties into clinical diagnoses that
Yes.
I see, and it's not just that they're being emotional because it's a hormonal shift every month. It's that
Mhm.
they're going through some stuff.
They are. I mean, and I've joined quite a few endo and adno support groups on Facebook.
Hmm.
And there it's sad to see that there are women on there saying that they're about to lose their job or they have lost their job because their job is like, we get it, but we can't support you not being here more than you are here.
Yeah.
And it's to the point that people are like, women are trying to get disability for this, but they can't. You could get disability for the symptoms, but you can't get disability for the disease itself.
Right. And a lot of times it's like I had no idea about endo until I had my hysterectomy, and that was a thing. And it was like,
Mhm.
oh, this is going on. This thing is real. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
Like, it was, yeah, it was kind of a weird discovery that I guess in most cases, most women don't even know they have it until,
Hmm.
um, so let me mute this other one. I was trying to see if we had anyone in the chat.
Okay.
So I was pulling that up on the side on my laptop. So that way,
No,
just
you're
in
fine.
case
I'm
we
doing the same
get
thing.
Um, so, but yeah, I had no idea that that condition was there. And like my gynecologist was stating, most women don't know that it's even a thing until till they do the hysterectomy. And one of my supervisors actually is the only other person that I know personally who has both. And I was like, oh, like this is a real thing. And she's like, yeah. And the symptoms are so varied.
Yes. That's the scary part
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't even know about adeno either
Mm-hmm.
until I got my not my gallbladder removed. It was the ablation,
Mm.
the endometrial ablation surgery. And that's when they were like, hey, we're noticing this tissue starting to like enter your uterus. And
Mm.
I'm like, so that's the pain that I'm feeling on top of the scar tissue and the cyst, the chocolate cyst. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's they call endometriosis evil stepsister.
Yes. And like for me, what clued my gynecologist in, it was that I was telling her about like like, okay, I know what clotting is. I know what
Hmm.
a blood clot is. I can tell that what's happening each month is not, sometimes I get these other surprises and it's not a
Yeah.
chocolate cyst, it's not a blood clot. Pretty much my uterus was sloughing off. And it
Yes.
was breaking down, and that's what was going. It was like, and she's like, yeah, that's not normal. Like, you should
Yeah.
not be doing that.
And
Um,
and it is definitely a mental battle because like you mentioned that
mhm,
guilt, right? Like
mhm.
I remember going to work being in so much pain, like I'm going to leave for the day, but then that guilt sets in, like but I'm letting my team down, or I'm missing money, or maybe I'm just over exaggerating this pain and maybe I can fight through it a little more, and then you're left looking crazy essentially like
Yeah. It's kind of what I equate to in mental health, like the invisible disabilities.
yes.
It's one of those things. It's one thing if you were to show up to work and you were missing your arm
Yeah.
or your leg, or they something to where they can see what's going
Yeah.
on. But a lot of times we have a hard time standing up for ourselves
Hmm.
whenever it's one of those invisible. illnesses that only you can see.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, clients, maybe because of trauma history. One thing that I love about the work that I'm in is just understanding how the mind body connection.
Yes.
When we're exposed to trauma and stress, it
Hmm.
takes a chemical, biological toll on our bodies, on our muscles, on our systems, all of those things. It's like
Hmm.
running a marathon while sitting still.
Yes. Yes. That is a great way to explain it because that's how I was feeling. And I'm
Yeah.
sure a lot of women could agree to that.
So there is the real wear and tear. There's the real pain that you experience and all of those things. But it's harder to justify because they're like, oh, you didn't go out and run a 26-mile marathon over the weekend. No, I
Yeah.
didn't. Sure, I didn't do that. But
Right. I
there's an
feel.
internal
Yeah.
struggle that's going on that's so real
Yeah.
that it just, yeah, I don't feel like we do enough to really normalize it is
Right.
what I really would like to see more of. And just in general, I feel like women's health is kind of dismissed, put on the back burner. If
Hmm.
there was men going through what we went through, oh, trust
Oh,
me, it would be
it would
leading research.
cure. It's sad. And are you so when did you notice that something was wrong? Like something was different about your
Oh,
cycle?
let's see. If I was to go all the way back to when I realized something was different, Um, I was thinking about this and I remember actually kind of crying about this.
Mhm.
Was probably about, I would probably actually say in my early 20s
Yeah.
when I realized it. So we're talking about, and I'm now in my plus 40s.
Yeah.
So it's been a hot minute. I remember
Yeah.
being active duty military
Mhm.
and
Thank you
there
for your
was,
service.
thank you. And like understanding that doesn't matter what type of level of pain I'm in. Women in the military have been sucking up for years because it's disgraceful if we
Mhm.
try to take care of or justify the pain. Instead of go to the clinic, get your 800 milligram ibuprofen, and
Mhm.
suck it up, Buttercup. I mean,
Yeah.
because you're not going to disgrace all the women who came before you. We've had to, especially as women, we had to fight to get into the military.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah.
oh, thank you so much. Yes, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's definitely one of those things that, yeah, I just automatically, like at a very early age in my life, felt like I could not show my pain.
Yes. Yes. And when you do, it's questioned. Like, are you over exaggerating or are you just trying to get out of doing something? It's almost like you're labeled as lazy or unreliable even
Hmm.
because you're in pain. And like you said, it's an invisible pain that no one can see.
Exactly. It's not
Um,
like I can just reach out and touch you, and all of a sudden you share the amount of pain that I'm in, and you could feel it.
yeah.
Um, it's just not possible. It's not the way it works, and I kind of wish it was, but
I mean, it's to the point you pretty much have to get cut open to see it. I mean, because I've done the what they call, the transvaginal ultrasounds, and
hmm
they never saw anything. And I had about two or three of them. It
hmm
wasn't until my gallbladder started malfunctioning,
mm.
and that's when they saw the endometriosis. But I've self-diagnosed prior to that.
Did you at any point kind of like, I know for me, when I got scheduled for surgery, I started questioning myself, like maybe I'm over exaggerating, like, oh
Hmm.
no, maybe I don't need the surgery. Maybe
Hmm.
it's all in my head and they're going to go in there and find nothing wrong with me.
Hmm. Hmm. Which, in a way, is kind of like, would I have rather that they didn't find something? Or am I actually happy that they found something, but there's no cure? It's like a double-edged sword.
Yes. And it's like, okay, what crazy rabbit hole am I going to go down and like choose to commit to in this?
Right.
It was, I think that was the most hardest realest part for me was kind of like, oh my God, like, do I like get this surgery? And then they tell me I did this for nothing. And I'm now off of work for 6 weeks. I'm damaging my income.
Yeah.
I, yeah. And so then you spiral. Uh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
I was in my supervisor's office before the surgery bawling
Yeah.
because I was going to have to take off of work. I was going to be taking away from my income, and I was like, how am I going to do this? And I'm
Hmm.
blessed that I have a husband at home. We have a two income household,
Yeah.
things of that nature, but there's so many women who don't have
Who
those things.
don't? Yeah.
And I my heart goes out to them that they have to
Tremendously.
choose between to continue to suffer
Yes.
or get treatment. And I really don't feel like it should ever come down to that in our society.
No. And I mean, it's one of those things where it, like you said, it is heartbreaking because I've come across some women that are literally, they have the colostomy bags on
Mm,
them, right? Because it's gotten so bad for them, and they're out of work with two or three children,
mhm.
trying to figure out, well, maybe I can get a work from home job. But even that is not sustainable sometimes, because even though you're in your home, you still have to show up. And
Yeah.
I've worked from home in pain, and I'm sitting in the bed with my laptop, laying down, like not even working really. I'm logged in, but I can't focus. I'm in pain. I have to keep getting up. But you're still expected to show up and perform.
Yeah, there's some countries that actually give medical leave or like time off just for
Yes, in
menstrual
the
cycles in
UK.
general. Yeah, like it doesn't even have to be like horrendous, like what
Yeah,
we were going through. It's just in general, like, oh, is this happening? I'll take off. You
yeah,
just
just go. You 2, 3 weeks, 6 weeks, do what you need to do. We'll still
good.
pay you.
Yeah, take the week off. You're all right. And that's what I mean. We need to find. I wish there was a way to help normalize this, and I thank you for setting this up because it's starting the process of normalizing, talking about it, bringing it up. I'm really blessed because at both of my jobs, both of my supervisors have gone through similar experiences. They both had
Yeah.
hysterectomies. It's kind of like, I don't know how it happened, but I have two supervisors that have like roughly 10 years over me who have kind of walked through very similar
Yeah.
battles that I have. And it's like, great, thank you.
Yes.
But I know there's not a lot of people who have that. Like, there's a lot of women who work with male supervisors, for
Hmm.
example. And like, wow, like, what do you do in those cases? Do you just muscle through it because you can't talk to your supervisor about it like I could? I
Yeah.
was able to tell my supervisors everything.
Yes. Yes. I wanted to ask you, roughly how many years did it take for you to get a diagnosis?
I would definitely say actively about the last 8 years. So
Oh,
I
wow.
came to Fort Wayne, Indiana, about in 2017. One of the things that was going on was I knew I needed to address some health concerns.
Yeah.
Um, and so I came in and I started working with one particular provider. And year after year, I kept getting the same thing that everything is normal. Oh, well, women of color sometimes have more painful menstrual cycles, blah, blah, blah. And we do see that there's a couple, polyps, but nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
And finally, for whatever reason, in 2024, I decided to get a second opinion.
Okay.
Why did I wait so long? I really contribute a lot of that just to just kind of believing the kind of what I had been given from my
Yeah.
doctor. Who am
Yeah.
I to question my doctor? Uh,
Exactly.
so I was like, oh, silly for me to go out and get a second opinion. But finally, I finally got so frustrated with it that I kind of just swallowed that and went and found a doctor who was a veteran, who was a woman of color, who kind of, and I was like, let me just see what happens in it was amazing. Like I started bringing stuff up and she was like, well, why not we just at least start with an ultrasound to just look at what's going on in there.
Yeah.
So she did the first ultrasound and she's like, whoa, we got to get in there. Like she could literally from the transvaginal ultrasound could see
Yeah.
it. So we did a procedure in 2024 with the understanding that if my symptoms didn't improve in 2025, we
Hmm.
were going to a hysterectomy. I guess she had put that in the note. I wasn't aware. We left, and I came in for my yearly this year, and I told them, "Oh, my symptoms have continued and stuff." And it's like, "Okay, in 3 weeks we'll see you for a hysterectomy." I was like, "What?"
What?
Like, "Whoa!"
That's fast.
Like, whoa. She's like, "Well, she left a note that she knew that this was the next step, and she didn't like lollygag around. She went to another facility." But it was really great that she kind of was, she laid the paved the way for me to get
Yeah.
the treatment that I needed done.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I would say actively 8 years of trying to get answers, but
That's a
definitely
long time.
having issues for close to 20 years.
Oh yeah, that's about right. Yeah, because mine was about 20 years because I had my first cycle at 10 and I didn't
Mhm.
get an actual diagnosis until 2021. So
Okay.
apparently the average diagnosis time is 10 years for a
Mm.
woman to get some type of diagnosis, and that's unfortunate. Um, and I wanted to go on to ask, have there been any clients that you have had that you had to kind of coach through this and keep them sane during probably the hardest times of their life?
Yes. Yes, most definitely. There has been women that I have worked with who I definitely believe that God has shown me multiple times that He has me kind of go through, endure certain things, so that way I can help others along the way.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
the way that he times up things and to be able to be there and help validate someone else's feelings and emotions surrounding what they're going through, and helping them to feel, like I said, at one point I thought I was the crazy one, like I'm losing my mind here.
yeah,
um, just giving them that space to feel seen, heard, and recognized,
right.
and actively getting a chance to ease their mental anguish and things of that nature, and tell them to, like, it's okay to release this burden. It's
Yes,
okay to lean on others during this, and helping them proactively plan on setting things up for themselves before the procedure came. I think that was one of the big things that I loved about the TikTok community,
hmm,
was finding other women who had just recently went through it and finding out all the tips, the tricks, and everything for getting this hysterectomy done. I definitely would say it was a big part of my healing journey.
hmm,
Um, just kind of having other people to follow, knowing what products to get, what I needed to do to prepare my mind, my body, and everything.
yeah.
Uh, so yeah, it's definitely, I've had to work with other people and just kind of help them through it. Um, did you have a community around you during that time frame?
Um, Aside from family, friends, and my husband, I didn't. A lot of like some family knew but weren't really aware of how severe it was, right? They just, it's a bad pain, it's bad cramps. But there was no like community. Like I was not even on TikTok at that time, so I wasn't even watching those videos. I kind of balled up and kind of stayed to myself during that time because of that guilt and confusion and pain that I was going through. So um now I'm glad that these communities exist for women on TikTok and things like
Mhm.
that, so you're not alone, because there's a lot of times I did feel like I was.
Yeah, especially with just kind of figuring out the ins and outs of what to expect during the healing piece. Um,
Hmm.
just kind of like, it's kind of like, you know how like whenever you have a baby and you're kind of following the milestones.
Yeah, it's
It
the
was
same.
it was a lot of that for me, definitely, like, oh, what should I be feeling by week 6?
Yeah.
Because it's now week 10 for me,
Yeah.
and I did not realize how bad I must have been feeling
Oh,
until
yeah.
week 9 and 10, and feeling how great I feel now. It's like, oh, this is what normal people, this
Feels
is what I
like.
can feel like.
Yes, that is so sad.
Yeah. I didn't realize that this was what feeling good was like.
Yes.
And thinking about the fact that it's not just during the period that you're actively bleeding. That is the problem. A lot of people think, oh, it's just, 3 or 4 days out of the month. No.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I wish.
No, like there's the lead up, like 7, 8 days. It could be
Hmm.
10 for some women. It could be 10 days afterwards. It can be the whole 7 to 10 days of the cycle. So
Yes.
at that point, it can literally be you stop one wave of the issues and go right into the
Into
next.
the next. And ovulation is a whole nother can of worms because that
Yeah.
pain is bad as well. You know,
Yes.
it's like a non-stop cycle, literally. It's not like a
Mhm.
regular, like you said, 5 6 day. It's like the whole month there's a pain
Yes.
associated with something, whether it's intercourse, ovulation, your actual cycle,
Yes.
after the cycle. Yeah.
Yeah. Just taking a sneeze that was too spirited. I mean, doesn't matter. And
Yeah.
yeah, so I think that is what I'm starting to recognize is that that has ended for me. I mean,
Yeah.
this morning was kind of interesting. I did kind of save my period predictions
Yeah.
before I took them off the app and stuff. And like I'm right at that point where I would be starting a cycle normally. And like this morning, I felt like my issues, like
Oh,
the
wow.
cramping, the bloating. I'm a little bit more bloated this week. I
Yeah.
have things on the scale, but it's nothing in compared to what
Yes.
I was dealing with before. So it kind of is reassuring because, of course, I had some doubt, like, did she really leave my ovaries? But
Yeah. Yeah.
they're there.
That's how I felt. I didn't keep mine, which I should have now that I think about it, my flow app that I was using.
Mm-hmm.
Because I still have the phantom pains. I had my surgery June of last year.
Okay.
So I'm over a year now, but I still feel those little like tinges, like, okay, something's going on in there. But like you said, it's nothing compared to what we were going through. So I'm glad that there's somebody that has gone through both adno and endo and can attest to that.
Yeah, I mean, it's real. It was just definitely very interesting, like, to still kind of, like, in the last, I've had now this will be the third month where I've had kind of like a cycle period since this, and each month I can still tell that's there, the
Yeah.
pelvic pain and tension and all of that kind of stuff leading up to it. But it's definitely so much different, and I had no idea. I don't think I can't really recall ever having this breezy of a cycle period,
Yeah.
except for maybe in my adolescence.
And it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. And it's definitely not normal. Even though some try to normalize it, it's not.
Yeah.
Um, I wanted to ask, do you have any tips for anyone going through this on how to advocate for themselves? Because I've received a couple of messages about that recently. A lot of women want to know how to go about advocating.
One, I would say definitely trusting your gut. I mean,
Mhm.
if your gut is telling you something is wrong and you come across that your provider is not hearing you or responding to you, don't feel like you owe them any loyalty to
Mhm.
stay with them. Go get a second opinion.
Yeah.
Um, Also, it was very interesting that I had to kind of step away from mainstream physicians to physicians who kind of have a little bit more insight into healthcare, especially like that for like women of color
Yes.
parties. We have there's certain things show up differently for us. And I
Right.
did not realize that until I started this journey. That also
Mhm.
the way that we sometimes talk about our pain or express our pain shows up differently. So finding someone who understands your lingo is
Hmm.
so important as well,
Yes.
of just understanding how to assess what's going on. But I think the biggest thing is just don't be afraid to seek that second opinion. If you feel like
Mhm.
your provider is not being active enough, and also doing your own research. Um,
Yes,
there
that's a
was so
big
many
one.
times to where I had, like, probably you mentioned you did your own research, you
Hmm.
self-diagnosed, but
Hmm.
you rolled with it. Unlike
Yes.
I would do the research, have all the proof, and then say, but no, the doctor said,
Oh no.
and talk myself out of it. And
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I doing over here? And it
That's
was
that
just,
guilt. That's the guilt.
yes. Yes, they're professionals, but even though, like, yeah, I have a license hanging up on the wall, but if my client tells me, hey, I know I'm depressed,
Hmm.
I'm going to, like, stop and try to listen to what does depressed translate to for them.
Exactly.
And we're human. As
Hmm.
professionals, I think that's the biggest thing, that sometimes we forget that the doctors that are sitting in front of us are human.
Me
They can
too.
make
Hmm.
mistakes. They can
Hmm.
also become numb to everything that's going on, because they get burned out. They become desensitized.
Yes, they do. They do.
Mhm.
And you can tell, because I've gone through a few providers, and I can tell when they really don't know. They're
Mhm.
never gonna say, I don't know. They're gonna say, oh, here, try this birth control, or let's send you for this test. And then when that test come back negative, well, I don't know what else to say, or they say it's all in your head.
Yeah, and don't
Yeah.
be afraid to refuse a treatment option that you know
Yes.
isn't a fit for you. Like,
Yes.
I had to let my the second gynecologist know that, hey, there is no way that I'm taking birth control.
Yeah.
Do you know anyone going
Oh,
through?
that's me.
Oh, that's you. Oh,
Yeah.
so, like, yeah, so I had to let her know there's no way I'm trying birth control, and that's because I knew my body. I deal with bipolar 2. So I have deal with depression.
Hmm.
Um, I have dealt with insomnia, other issues, things of that nature. I have finally found the perfect medication regime and treatments and things of that nature to keep me mentally stable. We
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
not about to add birth control into this hodgepodge and throw anything off. Like, it's like, look,
I have enough.
we
Like,
have one struggle. So don't be afraid. And it was interesting because I told her that, and she says, oh, well, no, we don't want to mess that up. You're right. Like, why would
why
we
would we
give
do
you
that?
birth control
Hmm.
and make this worse for you
Hmm.
in that area just to alleviate that? Because I said, there's no point in me having alleviation in my menstrual cycle
Hmm.
if I'm mentally unstable.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the
And
point?
there's a lot of women that have talked about like the Nexplanon, the one that goes in the arm, that
Mhm.
they went into like a severe depression. And I had
Yes.
Nexplanon for about a month, a little over a month. I got it taken out because I started to like go downhill. And I
Yeah.
was just like, all of this to try to stop bleeding, like, is it worth
Yes. I,
it?
I said I shouldn't have. I literally, one of the phrases came out of my mouth when I was talking to the thing is to my gynecologist. Like, I don't want to take birth control and then every day try to keep from killing myself. Like, I know what type of depression I deal with.
Yeah,
We don't want to mess with that. Like,
right,
I have a job where I have to be mentally present,
right.
stable. I have a family. I have things,
Hmm.
and for me, lifetime wise, I'm done having babies. Like,
Yeah,
I know there's some women who probably are watching right now who are younger, and maybe, they do have to kind of weigh that. But
yeah,
I
yeah.
think that what my provider, she kept kind of, the original one kept delaying it because
Oh,
she's like,
yeah.
you want to have that window open as long as possible. It's like, honey, I've been married for 20 years. My youngest kid is 16 years old.
We're not
Like,
starting them.
the husband has already gone and taken care of business because he knows I'm not going to get it on birth control. What are we holding on to this for?
Yes, they will try to delay for reproduction purposes. But it's like, if I'm telling you I don't want any more, can you please take my word for it? I
Yes,
mean,
like I think I've
it's
weighed
my
my options.
body. Yeah,
Like if
definitely.
I show up with a kid right now, that's another one. Like no, I'll get a
Absolutely.
dog. I'm okay.
Right.
Put a couple plants on the wall. I'm good.
Right, right. So to advocate for yourself, trust your gut. Um, be honest about your symptoms,
Yes,
right? Be
yes,
honest about your symptoms. And one thing I will add to that is journaling.
yes,
Keeping track of your symptoms when they occur so you can create a timeline, because most
yes.
providers can't argue with a journal because they'll
No.
try to chop it up to, oh, you might not be remembering that correctly, or it couldn't have been that bad. No,
Oh, yeah.
the last 5 cycles has been like that.
And
um
most of the times you have built-in resources to track those things.
oh
Like
yeah.
I use my iPhone,
Yeah.
and it has a built-in tracker with the symptoms and everything of that nature. So I can track how many days I had symptoms, and it
Hmm.
was a free resource right there available for me to utilize.
Right.
So and it was great for that sense. That it was like, bam, I have what I need right here, ready to go.
Yeah.
Um, and I was able to, you're right, having that like, no, here's the proof in the
Yeah.
pudding, and showing that to them. I will say that like I know there's different trackers out there, but definitely sometimes you may have to spend a little bit in order to
Hmm.
the resource that works for you. And I also feel like those things should be more mainstream and
I think so.
just, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, yeah,
Um,
it's definitely something that should be out there, for in general.
yeah. Yeah. I would say also, and add to that, or maybe the final tip is to research your providers, because not
Mhm.
all providers focus on endo and adno. Like, there's a
No.
lot of providers, you can go online now and look at their bios. You see where they went to school, what they focus on, what their practices or specialties are. If you
Yes.
don't see endo and adno for that OB, 9 times out of 10, they might not be the one for you. So
No.
look for
Yeah,
that.
I definitely, that's probably where my downfall was. Like I was trusting just your general providers, and it wasn't
Yes.
until I went to a clinic that focuses on women's health.
Yes.
That's all they do. They specialize in women's health, and every
Hmm.
there was a specialist. So that allowed me to find someone who was like, oh, this is what we see day in, day out, and just allowed me to get more comprehensive care. Yeah, so you're totally spot on about that. Looking
Yeah.
and researching. Just don't just choose just general mail of just anyone.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. So to kind of slowly close this out, what was your journey to healing look like? What did that look like for you? And how is it going?
Definitely learning that it's okay to be still.
Oh yeah.
I think that
That's the
was the
key.
biggest piece, was just really embracing the be still piece. In today's society, it's a lot of hurry up and get to the next.
Oh.
And
Hmm.
this was very humbling in the factor that you can't rush the healing process.
Oh
No
no.
matter, and I tried. I tried.
Did
I tried to
you?
get my doctor to even agree to let me return to work before
Hmm.
I had the surgery. I tried to get her to agree, let me return to work early.
Hmm.
Uh, but I think that's the biggest piece right there, is just, you can't rush this. You know, it was, just being still in itself was
Hmm.
healing. It allowed me to understand myself as a woman,
Yes.
to understand myself as a person,
Hmm.
to gain a level of respect for my mind, for my
Yeah.
body,
That's a big
and just
one.
to recalibrate. It was kind of like the equivalent of going into a cocoon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Reorganizing everything that you had defined yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you mentioned like this has been 20 years, 2 decades. Your
Yes.
life, you mapped around this issue.
This trauma.
Yes. So now you have to redefine what is your life going to look like now that that is gone. Who
Yes.
are you now without this on your back anymore, pressing on you, controlling?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I think
Mm-hmm.
that's probably the biggest piece for me, that I really maybe at my as a therapist just kind of leaned into trying to figure out who am I now. I've
Without
definitely
that,
come
yeah.
out of it as a different person.
Yeah, yeah. What tools did you use?
Whew. I
You got to
definitely,
put tools in that toolbox.
yes, tools and coping skills. You're right. Uh, I I've used it as one faith.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, I definitely leaned into my spirituality a lot during that time. Just prayer, reflection, because
Hmm.
one of the things, especially early in the recovery process, you can't do a whole lot.
Oh yeah,
No. So you
that
learn
was
to lay
hard.
there and you spend some time with whoever you know, God, whatever you believe in, whatever you're kind of, you are going to reflect on something.
Mm-hmm.
The universe, higher power, something, whatever, you know, you believe
Yeah.
in. So definitely that was a big one. And then just kind of learning to I do a lot of I did a deep dive and I'm a bit of a nerd. I won't lie. I started doing some research into just kind of the mind and body and
Yeah.
learning how to understand my body in a
Yeah.
deeper way and trust that what my body is telling me has a purpose, has a meaning.
Yes. But
Message.
yes.
And that so powerful for me that like you're you know just learning how to communicate with myself in a new way because
Yeah.
I was a new self coming out of this. Uh,
Yes.
yeah, and
Yes.
so I think the other thing that was huge for me was embracing help.
Mm. Yeah. That,
Yeah,
yeah, that, look, I feel, I feel that one personally.
embracing help. I'm normally the person who is always trying to help others, or I put on a brave face. But there was like my daughter, she's sure she's in high school, but we're in Indiana, so the weather can
Mhm.
be unpredictable.
Yeah.
We had a carpool arrangement set up where between my husband and one of the other moms in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
One of my supervisors sent over and did dinner for us.
Oh, that's
Things
sweet.
of that nature, just ways that like allowing people to show me love,
Yes.
and not feeling guilty about it, which was also a space of growth for me.
Yeah.
Just to learn how to accept help, to learn how to not feel guilty.
Yes. Yeah.
People offer help. It's nothing to feel bad about. And so I kind of started challenging myself that when people offered,
Mhm.
say yes, to find a way to let them help you.
Yes. Yes. Because we want to be Wonder Woman so bad
Oh,
until we get tired and we don't like it.
yeah.
We go
No.
against it.
Yes. So, yeah, I think those are probably the biggest things is just being open to allow yourself to discover who you are now without this
Yeah.
space to heal
Yes.
and learning how to accept help and to lean on your
Yes.
community.
It does take a village.
It does.
Yes.
100%.
Yes. Well, Wanda, I want to say for starters, thank you. Thank
Thank you
you.
for having me.
Yes, thank you for your truth, your journey, your honesty, and your heart, because it takes a lot of heart and courage to speak out about this,
Mhm.
because it's a trauma that we tend to carry in silence, and it shouldn't be, because a lot of people do relate and can relate to it.
Yes, so many.
Um, yeah. Um, do you have, because I want you to be able to share your services Or is there a way that people that may be looking for a therapist or maybe looking for support going through endo and adno, how can they reach out to you and contact you?
Yeah, so I'm available via Psychology Today. If you are looking for a therapist, definitely hop on Psychology Today. It's a great resource to finding out who is in your area. You can navigate and kind of like streamline it to what your preferences are, things of
Mhm.
that nature. I'm located here in Indiana. My name is Wanda. You can also look up Strong Therapy and Wellness. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely just please reach out. I am taking new clients and I just enjoy helping people. And again, thank you for having me. Maybe we'll do this again in the
Yes,
future.
I was gonna say this won't be
Yes,
the last time.
we are going to figure out how to master all the
Yes.
platforms. That's
Yes.
for sure. But like, I think we had a great time together. And yeah, I would love to hear from the community, definitely your followers. If there's any other topics you think that I can bring light and awareness to, I'm here to help. I've
Yes.
helped navigate individuals through grief, depression, anxiety, PTSD.
Mhm.
I do EMDR therapy, the eye movement desensitization reprocessing. So yeah, I'm
Oh,
definitely.
okay.
Oh, look, there's someone in Indiana. Shout out.
Yes,
Do you
yes.
know the
She's gonna
weather?
be on next Friday.
Yeah,
Yes, so she's an
awesome.
Indiana sister, so you guys could connect.
Oh, please. Yes, definitely look me up. Like, we got to stick together with this bipolar weather.
Yes. Um, and to everybody that joined us tonight, thank you so much for your patience with our tech stuff going on in the beginning and sticking it out with us. I want to say that this is meant to be a community for all women. That is the goal for Civil Yours and for the reason for the book. It's supposed to be a safe and sacred place for women who's experiencing endo and adno, or even know someone that's experiencing it and you want to join this community to understand it so you can relate to that person a lot better. That is the reason for this community. If you ever have questions, topic suggestions, feel free to send me a message or drop comments. And I want to be clear, for me, I am not a doctor, I am not a medical professional. However, I can attest to experiences that I have gone through. So I strongly suggest that you reach out to your primary care provider and your OBGYN, and of course, advocate for yourself. But I do welcome medical professionals on this platform, medical students, holistic providers, and any everyday woman that is experiencing this. And my tagline is, through the ache, we can still find our smiles.
Yes, love it.
Yes. Thank you, Wanda. I appreciate you so much.
And you the same, darling.
All right. Have a good evening.
Have a good evening.
See you
Bye.
guys next Friday. Bye.